everybody, this is Danny from Deepsouth Homestead. I just finished splitting up some of our wood that we got from Paul and Amanda. Now, I gotta take a break for a minute, so I'm gonna take you guys and show you some of our fruit trees. Okay guys, the first tree I want to talk about is the pomegranate. We love pomegranates, and we got this from a very elderly lady. She was very much into growing her own stuff, and we saw a pomegranate tree in her yard, had pomegranates like this big on it. We didn't know they would even grow here, since she goes, "Oh yeah, I got some in the pot out here, come out here." And she had a little tree, and she said, "You know what, I think I'll just give you one." And she gave us a pomegranate tree, and we have babied this thing and babied it, and this year it is finally starting to produce. I mean, look at this, guys. Look at here. Little pomegranates. One there. One over here. Look at this. Another one right here. One up here. We are so excited. Finally, after, oh my, here's more under here. After several years of waiting with this tree. It got cut down one time. I mean, there's been a whole bunch of stuff happened to this tree, and it has persevered and is producing, so we're happy about that. Now we're going to move on, and we're going to show you our blackberries. All right, we're back here at our Arkansas Traveler blackberries. Now this one's not going to be as pretty as the one that's in the greenhouse where it's all protected and everything. This one's been let go. We had the red crimson clover growing all around it, and we haven't had time to clean out. We mowed, but we haven't had time to actually clean out around it. But guys, this thing this year is loaded with berries. And Ms. Wanda this morning has already picked these things, but guys, they are so awesome. They grow, I didn't know, when it said Arkansas Traveler, I just thought the Traveler part was a name that was added to it. But evidently, it means the vine will grow a long distance, because this one is probably 20 feet long, maybe not quite that long, maybe 16 feet long. And guys, it's got berries from one end to the other. I mean, I'm just amazed at how many berries can grow on one plant. This is a few of the berries that's left after Miss Wanda picked. Look at these things, guys. I mean, get my finger beside it. That thing is, they're huge. I mean, they're bigger, rounder than my finger. I mean, Ms. Wanda picked them pretty clean this morning, but she leaves these like this to get ready for the next day. And this thing, it probably is 20 feet long now that I look at it. It probably is longer than that. This thing is growing, and the stalks on these things, look at them here. They look like trees growing out of the ground. They are just magnificent. Well, we come around here to get the chickens out, and we didn't think this moon glow was going to have any pears on it this year, but look at this, guys. We got pear here, and right here, that. Got another one here, another one there. Look out here. Look at this. This whole limb's covered up. There 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 just right here. And then as I look up into the tree up yonder, I see them hanging all up in the tree, way all the way to the top up yonder. Wow, we didn't even think we was gonna have any moon glows this year. So that's exciting. If we can just keep the weather and the creatures from getting them, looks like we might have some moon glow pears this year. This is another one of our old-fashioned pear trees here, and the limbs are already starting to bow and hang down. They are literally loaded. I know it may be difficult with the camera to see them because they're kind of small, but they are up there literally everywhere. So nothing happens, Deep South is going to have a pear harvest this year. Okay, this is our third pear tree. It is loaded also. Now this is the old hard, I call them sand pear. Really hard, just the wind's blowing like crazy. Which, thank God, it feels so good. It is loaded all the way to the top. So I am excited that this year we're going to have a good pear harvest. Now not only that, I want to show you something else. one of the other things that we was noticing is our pecans this year. If you come up here and you look, when you pull your pecans back, look in there. There's pecans right there, little small pecans. 3 of them in a thing right there. If I pull this back down in here, there's 2 little ones right there. Everywhere I look on the tree, I come up here, I pull this down, 3 right there, 4 right there. So there's more there. I mean, the whole tree is literally loaded. So if nothing happens, maybe this year we will get some pecans off our trees. First time, and these trees are 18 to 20 years old. First time they've ever had pecans on them. So we're excited about that also. This is our second pecan tree. I'm sorry about the wind, guys, but I'm loving it. It's cool, it's nice. This one, same way, literally loaded with pecans. Up in the tops of them here, we've got pecans in it here. You can see them right there. Little small pecans. There, if I come up to another limb, open it up, got pecans in there. So hopefully this year on this tree also is going to be pecans. Now, one other thing I want to show you. Last year we got no figs. We had 1 canning, got 7 quarts. That's all we got last year. There were no figs. This year, I want to show you what's on the trees. Okay, we're at the fig tree now, and it is loaded, guys. Last year it had none. This year it's overdoing itself. I pruned it some, now that may have helped. But you look up in here, look at this. We got little figs. They're all in here. Look at all them figs. Some of them up here are larger, up in there. Every little the figs grow on the new growth. Everywhere there's new growth, there's figs. I mean, I pruned the tree back some this year and it seems to have helped because we got lots of new growth this year. We've had good weather, no bad storms so far to do any kind of damage, that is. And the figs seem like they're doing really good this year. So that's another blessing here at Deep South Homestead, is we have more fruit coming in. Now we're going to take a look at one other tree. This is the one that excites me. And this, my friends, is my favorite tree of all. This is my Louisiana orange tree. It had probably 1,000 little oranges on it, but you know, they're self-pruning. No way it can handle that many. But I want you to look at something here. Look at all the little oranges still on here. They're everywhere. There, here, there, there, here, here. Look at the end of this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 oranges just right there. This whole tree, I'm being careful with it, this whole tree is literally loaded with oranges. And hopefully this year at Deep South Homestead we will have a bumper crop of oranges. Okay guys, back when Wanda and I first started clearing our land, we started walking through it, we noticed we were loaded with wild huckleberries. Well, I started doing some research on them, and there was all this research about you can't transplant them because they just won't make it. That's why nurseries don't sell them, and all. We just went down a whole list of stuff. And I told Wanda, I said, you know what? I'm going to try. So I went through in the summertime and I tagged with a ribbon all the little small huckleberries I could find. When wintertime come, I came back up here and I planted them down both sides of our sidewalk so that we wouldn't have to go out in the woods. And I want you to show you the results. Look at these trees. They are beautiful huckleberry trees, and I want to show you the huckleberries on them. Here's one here. And we've been picking these every day, so that's one reason we don't see a lot on here. Look at this. These huckleberries are huge compared to the ones in the woods. Huckleberries are self-pruning. They need very little maintenance. They love to be under the shade of other trees, and they love to have the oak leaves piled up around them. We have the big oak trees here in our yard, which is a plus, because when we break the leaves up, we just pile them around the huckleberry trees. We don't even really have to do any fertilizing. Look at there, here's another one over here. This one here is as tall as I am. And these things are not but like 4 years old. It's just, they're loaded with huckleberries everywhere. And as you look down the sidewalk, they're all huckleberries everywhere. And we're picking almost a pint of huckleberries off of these trees, which is almost unheard of with huckleberries because they don't make a lot of huckleberries that's very big. These are well taken care of. Now, we don't fertilize them. We let the leaf mold and stuff like that fertilize them, and the roots grow up under the sidewalk so they stay damp and cool under there. And they seem to make a lot of huckleberries. So Wanda and I have a food forest right here in our front yard of nothing but wild huckleberries growing. Okay guys, we're next to our hugel bed here. The last couple of years we've learned if we plant our pineapples on top of the hugel bed during the summertime, they do really good and we're able to harvest pineapples off of them. So we've got some very young ones. We've got some that's a little older. We've got some different varieties here. We've got 3 different varieties right here. You come down. This is a 2-year-old plant here. It seems to be doing very well. Now, a pineapple needs to be 3 years old, 2 to 3 years old before it actually makes a pineapple. This is a young one. Look at this one here, guys. Look at this. This year, we have a 3-year-old plant here at Deepsouth Homestead. Check out that pineapple. That baby is pretty. And looks like, if nothing goes wrong, we will have a pineapple here at Deepsouth Homestead this year. So we're really excited about that. Okay, now we're out at the blueberries, and we are about, I'm gonna say probably 3 weeks ahead on our blueberries here. Guys, look at this. These are the Alapahas. They usually don't get ready for a couple of 3 more weeks. We got a little problem right here with the birds. The birds want to get into them and peck holes all in them. But, I mean, you can see they're getting ready everywhere. I mean, all the way down through here, our trees are starting to, look at the berries on them. They're starting to turn colors here, guys. We'll be having blueberries as our next thing on the agenda. Down here, oh, here's one that's ready. Look at that. Nice blueberry. They're good. Okay guys, for these blueberries to be very productive, we got several varieties here. Now we have mostly Premier because that's what grows in the Deep South and does the best. We have the Alapaha. The Alapaha loads up really fast and really early, and they pollinate the Premier. And then we have the Tiff Blue down here. We got 1 Tiff Blue added in. The Tiff Blue gets ready a little later and it loads up really heavy. And then we have the miniature blueberries in the greenhouse. We have blueberries over at the cabin. I think total we've got close to 60 trees all together. And I think that will suffice us here at Deepsouth Homestead, because when you see how many berries is on some of these trees, there's several gallons on some of our trees. And these trees are only, I think these are 5 years old. And I really didn't think they'd produce this fast, this quick. But I have to admit, I have been pouring the fertilizer to them. I've been babying them. I've been cleaning out around them a lot, taking care of them. They're ready to be cleaned out around right now because I haven't actually done it this year yet. But as soon as I get an opportunity to get out here, we're gonna get that done. And we're gonna hit them with fertilizer again now that they're loading up with fruit and making sure they keep plenty of water. So guys, I hope today that you've gotten a little bit of something out of looking at the fruit trees that we grow here at Deepsouth Homestead. And I hope that on your place, you'll get you some fruit trees, because fruit is going to be king in the future. Thank you guys from Deepsouth Homestead.